Namaskar. I will share my insights about Annam Brahma, means food is God, in two parts. In the first part, I will address the importance of food for our physical being. Food is God, the provider of home to our consciousness. In the second part, I will address how to be meditative while eating the food. Today, I will cover my insights about food is God, the provider of home to our consciousness. Having food is one of our few innate and intrinsic activities. The moment we are born, we search for food. From our infancy to childhood, our parents keep feeding us for our growth. Then we continue to have food periodically every day. Quite a sizable amount of time is spent on having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with intermittent refreshment twice or thrice a day. If we include the time to cook the food, then our engagement for food in a day is as much as one third of the day. Annam Brahma, that is to say, food is God. This is a proclamation by Bhrigu Rishi in the Taittiriya Upanishad when a young and curious seeker Bhrigu approaches his father, his master Saga Varun, to know the truth. Master Varun set up stepwise process of some of hints followed by some assignments and experimentation. On conclusion of experiencing, Bhrigu Rishi returns to his master and proclaims the bits and pieces of the truth realized by him. And one of the bits of that proclamation is Annam Brahma, that is to say, food is God. The conviction of food is God is expressed by Bhrigu Rishi in these words: Annam Brahma iti vyajanat अन्नाथ ही इव खलु इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेना जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नम प्रयन्ति अभिसम विशन्ति इति. That is to say, that Bhrigu Rishi understood food is God because it is from the food that all these beings are born. When born, they do live by food, and when they die, they do enter into the food. You know that our physical body is also known as Annamaya Kosh. The Sarvasar Upanishad defines physical body as Annakaryanam Koshanam Samoho Annamayah Kosh Uchyate. That is to say, the body in the form of a group of cells formed from food grains is called Annamaya Kosh, the physical body. Having said that, the food has direct bearing on our physical body. And as the seeker of the truth, the mumukshu of Swayambodh, the seeker of knowing self, we have to be mindful of what we consume as food. We need to be conscious of appropriate food for maintaining the body conducive to our sadhana, the seeking. Obviously, we need to consume it meditatively to enhance our awareness. As the seeker of Brahma, as the seeker of knowing self, as the seeker of truth, the first and foremost thing to know about consuming food is practicing mitahar. The practice of mitahar is succinctly said in verse 57 of Hatha Yoga Pratipika. Brahmachari, mitahari, tyagi yog parayanaha. That is to say, the seeker of the Brahma, having committed dedication for yoga sadhana, takes moderate and pure food without any sensual attachment for the experience of food. Brahmachari means whose consciousness is absorbed in Brahma, the seeker of Brahma, pursuer of purest state of consciousness. What is mitahar is elaborated in verse 58 of Hatha Yoga Pratipika. Susnigdha मधुर आहारश्च चतुर्थांश विवर्जितः भुज्यते शिव संप्रीत्ये मिताहारः स उच्यते. Mitahara means sattvic food, the light food, which is easy to digest. It includes food which is snusnigdha and madhur, that is to say, having vitality and sweetness, fresh and nourishing, pleasant and tasting. Mitahar also conveys eating moderately, consuming only a moderate amount of food, leaving a portion of stomach empty. The stomach should never be overloaded. It is said that it should be half filled with food, one quarter with water, and one quarter with air. That is to say, keeping one quarter empty. In Mitahara, sattvic food is eaten as an offering to please Shiva. Eating to please Shiva means to cultivate an attitude that as a seeker, we are nourishing the body for its maintenance, so our consciousness can continue its process of spiritual evolution. Because by Shiva, our inner consciousness, the Atma, the soul is conveyed. Everything the seeker eats should be considered as an offering, the prasad from the Supreme Being. By pleasing Shiva, it is intended that while taking food, the seeker should not feel that he is eating for himself. Obviously, the food which is either bad in taste or not suitable or palatable to metabolism or poisonous to the system is considered not a pleasing food to Shiva. The food is not taken for the gratification of senses, but to sustain the vehicle of the indweller, the Atma, the consciousness. Mitahara further indicates avoiding stale, impure, and tamasic food. Such avoidable food for mitahara is said in verse 60 of Hatha Yoga Pratipika. Bhojanam ahitam vidyat punarasya ushnikrutam ruksham atilavanam amlayuktam kadashan shak utkatam varjam. It categorically says unhealthy diet should not be taken. Food which is reheated after becoming cold and stale. Food which is dry, devoid of natural oil. Food which is excessively salty or acidic or has too many vegetables, mixed vegetables. The idea is when cooked food is again reheated after it has gone cold and stale, contamination and bacteria may set in. And when such food is eaten, it creates fermentation, resulting in indigestion, gas, and acidity in the digestive system. Dry food means that which has no natural oil or water in it, be it in minimum quantities, but oil is necessary. Excessive salt and acidity imbalances the system. In fact, salt is known for directly affecting the heart rate. When the salt is taken in excess, makes the heartbeat faster and heats up the body. Different types of vegetables, multiple vegetables, should not be cooked together as it may land up in non-compatible combination and resulting biochemical processes which can upset the digestive system and may also disturb body functions. Digestion should be a quick and smooth process which should neither overstrain nor overheat the system. Obviously, the prana energy should not be wasted on digestion. Certain foods are categorically not recommended in mitahara, as said in verse 59 of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, such as sour, spicy, salty, too much hot food, green leaves, sour gruel, oil, sesame and mustard, alcohol, fish, goat or other meats, curd, buttermilk, kulatha pulses, cola berries, oil cakes, asafoetida, and garlic. One should avoid them unless compelling circumstances require them. While discussing purity of the body as a part of meditation is simple and easy, we had discussed right diet, pure diet is useful for purity of the body. If food does not cause lethargy, it is pure. If food does not cause excitement, it is pure. And if food does not cause intoxication, then it is pure. The same is conveyed in detail by mitahar. By mitahar, we strive to avoid foods advancing rajasvritti, that is to say, the tendencies for excitement and aggressiveness. Similarly, by mitahar, we strive to avoid foods advancing tamasvritti, that is to say, the tendencies for intoxication and lethargy. By mitahar, we are to pursue the middle path of sattvic vritti, that is to say, active and energetic, alert and aware, neither leaning to lethargy or excitement, neither leaning to intoxication or indulgence, simply nourishing the body and conducive for our sadhana. This is to point out why Annam Brahma, food is God, is said by our rishis, the wise men. It is in a sense that food as the provider of the home to our consciousness as the seeker, we need to take mitahara food conducive to practice our sadhana dedicatedly. The seeker need to eat cautiously, with awareness, and with a higher purpose than sensual pleasure at all time. Eating should be considered as a part of one's sadhana. In the second part, I will address how to be meditative while eating the food. Thank you so much for listening.